When you are big, you are definitely. They are not here to just look at the crowd or be among those that are counted. 1, 2, 3 against Tanzania, and it is a judgment day according to Super Eagles ex-international Austin JJ Okocha, saying experience we count against the host nations. Cero thinks Wise is calling on God to come give the Super Eagles victory in your game against Cote d'Ivoire. Talking about calling on God for victory, it was all about Novak Djokovic as he showed that yes, God does exist, as he took his opponent's Poporina to the cleaners in the Australian Open. And later this today in the AFCON, I tell you, the Black Stars of Ghana will be doing battle against the 7-time African champions, the Pharaohs of Egypt. Both teams looks wounded, but only the strongest will win. All these and many more in the world of boxing, in the world of taekwondo. I've got stories for you concerning volleyball. You don't want to touch the die. Let me go on a break. When I return, it will be Game On, and the game will be on first from the newspaper headline segment.
Catch the thrill, every score.
For Oseni, what a save, but no, it goes in.
And every loss.
Thinking about the shot, that took a deflection, it's a corner.
VOB AFCON updates on VOB 96.1 FM. Weekdays at 12:40 p.m. Sponsors Romeo Pizza and Goldberry Ice Cream.
Sport is a religion. Voice of the People 96.1 FM is your worship center, and Franklin Amakudu Imuna is your sporting praise. This is a Voice of the People 96.1 FM Abuja, and the show is a Sport Beats. It comes your ways every Mondays to Fridays at exactly 8:30 p.m. Connect you to all the trending stories making round in your ever exciting, busy, scintillating world of sport. It is Game On. And the game is on, and we take you straight to the newspaper headline segment. And the first newspaper we will be extraing for you this morning is coming from Punch Sports Extra. And this one has the picture of Victor Oseni and his teammates celebrating a goal, and Jose Pesero pointing to the footballer. And it reads, Pastor Pesero banked on God. He are not sure 100% ready for the battle against the elephant. Yusuf ruled out of the game due to injury. Fans want Iwobi bench. Gradial to Eagles, we are focused on the game. We fear nobody. Oh wow. It's all about war of words. Morocco thumbed Tanzania 3-0. Osime reveals EPL desire. Gift Urban joins Olympic Lionel for 13 million euros. Webb admits Liverpool VAR errors. Oh, it is always 1 week, one trouble from the VAR. And finally, from Punch Sports Extra, this one says United willing to pay 130 million pounds for Vinicius. Oh, Man U. It's all about raise it. All right, away from that, let's move over now to a complete sport. As complete sport as this for us, AFCON 2023, you can get the job done. Faladay tells the Super Eagles in a war of encouragement. And this one says, Copa del Rey. Injured Sadiq Umar helped Real Sociedad beat Osasuna to reach a quarterfinals. This was a player that the NFF and Jose Pesaro banished from the Super Eagles squad in Côte d'Ivoire due to injury. But guess what? He was on the field of play yesterday. Super Eagles have potentials to beat Ivory Coast, Austin JJ Okocha says. And this one says, Morocco secures a comfortable win against 10-man Tanzania. Namibia shocked Tunisia to record first ever AFCON wins. And finally, from a Complete Sports, this one says, Auburn set for January transfer move to Olympic Lyonnais. And away from Complete Sport, let's touch down a Sporting Live. And let me connect you to the biggest stories emanating from Sporting Live. And this one has the player of Everton in the EPL, and it reads, Everton peep Crystal Palace to reach FA Cup 4th round. Forest edge Blackpool. Ratcliffe sets Man United deadline before deal was reached. Brentford signed Reguilon on loan from Tottenham Hotspur. This was a player that left Man United when his loan contract expired, and now he has moved to Brentford, still on loan. There is something in Man United that we are yet to find out. DR Congo shares spoils in draw with neighbor, the Chipolopolo of Zambia. Andreas Villas-Boas confirms Porto presidency bid. Oh, AVB, you remember that name? More of him on the show. Morocco Atlas Lion thrashed 10-man Tanzania's Taifa Stars by 3-3. And finally, from Complete Sport, this one reads, Napoli signs Traore on loan from Bournemouth. And away from that, let's touch down BBC. And let me give you, says fans with his mouth wide open and his hands on his head shouting, Mogweo. And it reads, step aside the pen cave where rules are remade. That is in the world of athletics. Athletes rather. And this one says, Warriors assistant coach Menajovic dies age 46. Oh wow. Celtic Warriors assistant coach Menajovic, he died at the age of 46. Condolences rest with his family. And this one says, Norrie battles back to win Melbourne 5-star seater. And finally, from Complete Sport, I was in the airport. Swatek fights back to win. It's all about strong mentality. Alright, let's get into the show proper. And we begin from the local scene, as this one is coming all the way from Ghana, talking about the handball team of Nigeria. Gallant Nigeria lose the first match to Angola at African Handball Nations Cup in Egypt. The young golden Arrows of Nigeria's side, led by coach Rafiu Salami, locked on against the Angolians, throwing everything into the match, which was a close affair between the two sides. Nigeria began on a losing note to Angola 26-24 on match day 1. The second half was such as the first period, with Nigeria going even more stronger, even to the point of leading at some point. Nigeria lost the game eventually by 26-24. They will next play Tunisia on Friday at exactly 7 p.m. Tunisia earlier on earned a strong and very comfortable 59-18 victory against Kenya. And this is the team that Nigeria will be playing against. We hope that it ends in the favor of Nigeria. And talking about favors, these draws does not favor Nigeria at all. What draw? The World Team Table Tennis Championship. Team Nigeria men's and women's table tennis have been handed a tricky draw ahead of the 2024 ITTF World Championship. Now, according to the draw held in Busan, South Korea, Nigeria's men's team has been drawn in Group 5 alongside Asian giants Japan and Chinese Taipei, as well as Czech Republic and Madagascar. The Nigerian women's team has Germany, Slovakia, Poland, and Mexico to contend with in Group 3. The top 8 from the tournament get automatic tickets to Paris 2024 Olympic Games that will be going down in France. Even though we pray that this team progress, one woman has been doing so well and she has progressed swiftly into the next stage. World Boxing Council a silver welterweight queen of the ring, Elizabeth Oshoba, wrote her name in history books by becoming the first female Nigerian boxer to win a world title. Can you beat that? Certainly you cannot. Oshoba won her first world title against Italy's Michela Braga with a 6-0-1 victory in round 10 of their bout in Copenhagen on Saturday. The victory confirmed the Nigerian as the WBC silver welterweight champion. Oshoba has now extended a professional record to 7 consecutive wins and a 4th career knockout win, while inflicting Braga with her first ever pro defeat. All thanks to Akpu, all thanks to Fufu, all thanks to Amala. When it comes to Nigeria, the die-hard spirit never seems to differ. Away from that, let's differ nicely into the AFCON. When you are big, you are certainly big. That is the song of talking about a Group F in the ongoing African Cup of Nations. Goals in the 30th minute by CS put the Atlas Land of Morocco 1 goal up, and then Onai in the 77 minutes in the second half showed that yes, they are a team to contend with, and Yassim El Nasri in the 80th minute added icing on the cake to send Kimi's team into delirious celebration as they have not equaled Senegal with the same scoreline in the match day 1 of the Group F 2023 African Cup of Nations game. And in the same group, DR Congo and the Chipolopolo of Zambia, aka the Copper Bullets of Tanzania. The game ended in a no victory, no vanquish, as it ended 1-1 in that one. Both teams tried after the goal scores to get the winner, but it was not meant to be. Kangwa, assisted by Patterson Daka in the 23rd minute, opened the scoring for Zambia, but just 4 minutes later, it was Wisa, assisted by Bakambu, equalizer for DR Congo. The game ended 1-1 in the first half, and in the second half, no goals was scored as the game ended 1-1. Later today, Ose Pesero will lead the choir, he will lead the band, he will lead the prayer warriors to call on God and say, Jesu Christi Oluwawa, come and give us the victory against the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire, as he said after the team ended 1 goal apiece in their first game against Equatorial Guinea. He said, and I quote, God gives, God takes. Perhaps God did not give us this victory, and we call on God in our next game to give us victory. Oh, Pesero, Pesero, Pesero. What happens to tactical brilliance? What happens to giving instruction on the field of play? He's calling on God. Should we rather call on God on every match day live for win? But Super Eagles legend, ex-player Austin JJ Okocha believes that the experience of the Super Eagles will show in the game against but guess what? Sebastian Ala Gradiel will be back for this one, and Al-Hassan Yusuf will not be in the match day squad as both players are talking tough. Sebastian Ala, who missed the first game against Guinea-Bissau due to an injury, is back and ready to get the goals for the host nation. And the other game that will be going down at exactly 9 p.m. we'll see the Pharaohs of Egypt take on the Black Stars of Ghana, aka Ghana must go. This game will be second game in Group B, as Ghana in the opening game fell scandalously to the Vedians by 2-1, and Egypt owed to a Mo Salah 94th minute penalty rescued a 2-0 1-1 draw against Mozambique. Get more on the AFCON update at exactly 12:40 p.m. Later today, we will be talking to great football analysts all over the country as they will join me live on the show. Now, away from that, let's move over now to the world of tennis as Novak Djokovic once again shows that he is the man to beat in the ongoing Australian Open. Let's go to the foreign scene. World number one and Novak Djokovic grabbed a fourth set with a win against Alexia Popyrin 6-3, 4-6, 7-6, 7-4, 6-3, same as Kakagov, Yannick Sinner and Alexa de Minaur, who have progressed into the third round. World number one and Novak Djokovic showed class, showed tenacity, and showed that he is the king of the court. It was also a day for shocker on Tuesday as Ons Jabeur was stunned by 16-year-old Mira Andreeva in a two-set 6-0, 6-2 as she was stumped out of the competition. Franklin, at the age of 16, what were you doing? Perhaps I was still preparing for jam. Thursday is going to be a big day for British tennis players as Cameron Norrie will take on Gulia Zapiari. Why Kathia Boita will tackle Nguyen Xian, and Emma Raducanu will also lock on with Chinese Wang Yingfang. These are names you should pay attention to. Alright, in the world of boxing, this is not coming good. Golden State Warriors assistant coach Dejan Milojevic has died at the age of 46 after suffering a heart attack. Sabian Milojevic fell ill at a private team dinner on Tuesday and was taken to hospital in Salt Lake City. The Warriors have said that despite life-saving efforts, Milojevic passed away late on Wednesday morning. Head coach Steve Curry says that his assistant, who was born in Belgrade, brought joy and light to every single day with his passion. Our hearts goes to the Milojevic family, that the Lord will give them the fortitude to bear this irreplaceable loss. Death of a loved one is something that we should not take lightly. Let's keep calling on our loved ones to know how they are faring. And talking about faring, let's move over now to the ever exciting busy world of transfer. And now in the transfer market, Atletico Madrid and Barcelona among the at least 6 clubs interested in signing England midfielder Calvin Phillips from Manchester City, with the 28-year-old's future set to be decided next week. Meanwhile, Newcastle United are scrubbing Europe for possible midfield reinforcements, with a move for priority target. Phillips entirely dependent on the players convincing Manchester City to level their demand. It seems that Calvin Phillips is the hottest property in the whole of Europe, as the top clubs, at least 8 clubs, including Atletico Madrid and Barcelona, or vying for this player signature. Meanwhile, Magpies have sent their heads scouts to watch Atalanta midfielder Edison in a 5-0 win against Frosinone, but the Italian club have no interest in selling the 24-year-old Brazilian in January. Maybe in the summer he will be available. On the other hand, Tottenham have not given up hope of signing a 23-year-old England midfielder Conor Gallagher of Chelsea. Chelsea are willing to do business, but it seems that the player don't want to leave Chelsea as his blood seems to be blue. And talking about blue, Chelsea is in the news. Chelsea are willing to let Albanian forward Armando Broja, who's 22 years of age, leave on permanent deal if a suitable offer is received, with West Ham, Fulham and Wolverhampton Wanderers are more interested in the player.